Bienvenidos a un nuevo más canal, en esta ocasión más Genshin Impact. La última vez habíamos hecho parte de la misión para abrir en Cadomilla, pero antes de continuar con eso, iremos con la grulla regresa como el viento. Nada más anunciar la reconstrucción de la cámara de Jade, numerosos comerciantes se amontonaron en la terraza Yunjin. Ningguang dio comienzo a una competición recompensada mientras bajo el ajetreado mar gesta una inusual amenaza. ¿Podrá el actual gobierno de los humanos detener la ofensiva de las olas? ¿Será capaz de encontrar su lugar entre la gente, la persona que se aisló de la sociedad? Todas las respuestas se revelarán cuando la cámara de Jade ascienda a los cielos. Y vamos. La grulla regresa con el viento. Aquí está. Ok, espera. Calma. Esto. Ups. Ok. O como que le dio un trastorno mental. Oh.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement.
Unido a todos aquí para hacer un anuncio importante. Ok.
Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project!
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity. Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically, Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
No pierda el tiempo, amigo.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber?
Sí,
This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
de acuerdo.
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested?
De verdad, ¿puedo preguntar cualquier cosa?
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Quizás pueda preguntar sobre mi hermano. Sobre mi hermano.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again!
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we'd better get going.
Ok, me parece bien. Supongo...
First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace.
Ok.
Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Don't be like that. Hey, come on! Don't go!
Don't
Why
go!
just stand there after her! Oh, right, yeah.
Ah. De acuerdo. La grulla regresa con el viento.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Ok, me parece bien. Por allá, ok.
They're not here.
Claro.
Let's keep looking.
Ok. Abajo o arriba. Ahí abajo, supongo. Ok.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run. Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some Mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you, I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't...
Están robando.
No more excuses! I know you have money. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shinyu kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Son ellos. Esos tipos están haciendo negocios a la fuerza.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this?
¿Sí?
You ought to mind your own business. I swear!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
Qué loquera. ¿Estás bien?
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Okay.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Caxa.
I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws?
¿No has oído hablar de las leyes?
No, apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
Me pareció oír algo extraño.
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest.
Mhm.
Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals.
Pero todas esas son hierbas medicinales.
Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal.
Okay.
After all, you can't work on an empty stomach.
Okay, vamos.
Do you think Shenhe might be an Adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an Adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other Adepti, though? Paimon's super curious.
¿De acuerdo?
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Ok, perfecto.
Thank you.
She's really eating them!
Mientras todos observan atónitos, ya se las come, sí.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you.
¿Qué tal saben?
Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough, Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Supongo que sí,
Because I'm
Paimon.
not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Entonces, unamos fuerzas. Eres bienvenida a nuestro equipo. Eres bienvenida a nuestro equipo.
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Perfecto. ¿Cuál es?
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Oh! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So, it's you.
Baishu, what are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
Interesante.
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
Nope.
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare indeed. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of.
Ok.
But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Me parece bien. Hagámoslo.
Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Boo boo. Aparece.
Why does Lady Ningguang need so much wound dressing? Is it really such risky business rebuilding the Jade Chamber?
Ah,
This is all most peculiar.
tú y yo. Baishu, tú y yo. Ok. Tú y yo, Baishu, tú y yo. Ok. Por acá. Por allá. Fácil, simple y sencillo, ¿no?
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh, Insho.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
¿De
Oh,
acuerdo?
how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
Adiós. Shu.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
Zip. Zip. Zip, zip,
As
zip.
well? Do you mean...
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
Uf.
500 million!
Es demasiado. No tengo suficiente dinero.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
But without any Sunset Vermilionite...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Ok.
Who?
Yo tampoco sé quién es.
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away. Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures,
Ok.
among which was some Sunset Vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently.
Perfecto.
They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
Perfecto.
That's great!
Perfecto.
But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, you know, disrespectful? With him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him. Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that? Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go.
Ok. Insho sospecha.
There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long.
De acuerdo.
So please, be very careful.
No te preocupes, no habrá problemas.
We will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Nos vemos. Bien. ¿Listo? Perfecto. Ah, creo que está muy lejos, más bien. ¿Está en la ciudad o no está en la ciudad? Espérese para ver. Sí, está fuera de la ciudad. Yo llevo a ir caminando, qué demencia. Ahora. ¿Tienes por aquí atrás? Y podemos... Esto. Yo sé por qué parte es esto. Por aquí he venido.
Let's see. Xingqiu said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
¡Oh! Ah, comenzó a llover y todo.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Perfecto.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
Sí. Digámoslo. Dele. Dele, vuelve aquí. Dele. Pues, aquí abajo.
The Sealy got to here and then disappeared. Should we go over and take a look?
Sí, definitivamente. Bien. Mundo interior de observador de océano. El mundo interior que construyó observador del océano. Aunque lleva mucho tiempo abandonado, la energía adéptica que contiene mantiene en funcionamiento muchos mecanismos de defensa contra los intrusos. Ok. Veamos, ¿no? Ok, ¿qué vamos?
Weren't we at a waterfall just now?
Yep.
How did we suddenly end up here?
Mundo interno, ¿no? El Adaptus.
Oh, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset Vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh? Isn't that the Sealy from before? Look, it's gone and snuck beneath the clouds. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete.
¿Qué piensas, Genshin?
These are not real clouds.
Ok, perfecto.
They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
Okay.
Alright, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
De acuerdo, me parece bien. Puedo ser de Genshin, supongo, en esta misión. Sí. Bien. Baja la resistencia física también. Ella. Pero sí. Ok. Pactos. Nobleza. Pero nobleza. En la prueba que hubo el personaje no le dieron nobleza. Le dieron 2 de gladiador y 2 de reminiscencia. Dice. Pulsa una vez. Hechizo para infligir daño crío contra los enemigos. Ok. Mantener pulsado. Daño crío. Pluma glaciar, cargando los ataques normales, cargados o descendentes. Habilidad elemental definitiva, inflige daño cryo contra enemigos. Un enemigo, el daño que inflige aumenta en porcentaje al ataque actual. Ok. Descendentes o la habilidad elemental o definitiva inflige daño cryo. Ok, perfecto. Los efectos de la pluma aparecerán cuando termine su duración o cuando haya activado un número determinado de cargas. La pluma glacial. Aumenta la duración, ok. Daño rayo. Aumento de daño, duración, cargas. 5 de 7, ok. El ulti. Resistencia cryo, la resistencia física de los enemigos. Espíritu, ok, ese es. Perfecto. Bien. El primero está aquí. Bonito este lugar.
Reveal thyself.
Manifest!
¿En serio? Listo, por aquí. Bien. Ah, no. Olvidé que tengo que hacer esto. ¿Qué estoy haciendo? 1. Ok, perfecto. Esto. Siguiente. El siguiente está... Oh. Hay un enemigo aquí o algo así. Ahorita me enfrentaré a él seguramente. Ah. Ok.
By royal decree.
Unleash!
Hey. Hey. Perfecto. Se me olvidó que el cielo es falso. Hey. Hey. Listo. Ok.
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
Obey! Midnight Phantasma!
El ataque físico de verdad.
Unleash!
Shake it and stir! Can't handle your Oz, reveal thyself! Obey!
¿Sí? Listo. Ok. Ups.
The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
Ok. Ok. Voilà. Con eso está listo. Oh, oh.
Whoa! We're gonna fall!
Listo.
Is everyone okay? Look! The Celia's disappeared beneath the clouds again!
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Es que aumentó el ataque físico. Ese guardián ese guardián no se levantó. Mejor para mí.
By royal decree! Think you can bully me?
Manifest! My will embodied! Cryo incarnate! Power core! Time to rock!
Así lo veo a los dos. Gracias por el bajo ya. Gracias por bajarle la resistencia física. Ayuda bastante eso. Bueno. Así simple y sencillo. ¿Ese guardián se va a levantar? Sí. Ok. No problema.
We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. Ah! So high. Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That series on the move again. Let's catch up with it.
Okay. Listo.
Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Quería ver si había algún cofre o algo así. No parece. Ok. Ok. Bien, se mueve. Y a este lado no. No hay cofres aquí. Listo. Avance más. Hay más espacio. Cofre, hablando de cofres. Hola. Bien. La piedra no se mueve más. Ok, debe haber algún lugar al que pueda ir de aquí entonces. Por acá entonces. Aquí. Ah, ok, eso solo era para encontrar el cofre. Ok, ese lado. Ah. No se mueve más, ok. Pienso que tal vez haya un cofre allá atrás, sí. Gracias. Perfecto. Se mueve más, ok. Perfecto. Hay un enemigo aquí. Bueno, la vida es la vida del... Eso, probablemente va a haber enemigos, sí.
Do your master's bidding. Amp it up.
Perfecto. Sí.
Oz, reveal thyself. Unleash. Look at you, Boomtail. Obey.
Entiendo por qué le pusieron nobleza, obviamente. Pero...
Think you can bully me?
me tiró al agua. ¿Qué me decía?
My will embodied.
Sí. Se murió. Ay, Dios, me comió. ¿Cómo estás, Ángel? ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo bien? Bienvenido. Vamos a darle vuelta a esto. Bien. No, toma de estos.
By royal decree. Cryo incarnate. Diana special. Shred till I'm dead.
Sí, es cierto, tienen resistencia física. Ah, bueno, no importa. Se murieron de todas formas. Listo. El Sil está por allá. Pero antes vamos a revisar aquí. A ver si no hay ningún cofre o alguna cosa así. No, nada. Ok. Si hay un cofre a los lados. No parece haber nada. Avanza, Silly. Avanza, amigo mío.
Look over there.
Confianza.
Could that be the sunset vermilionite?
Puede ser. Es posible. Vamos a ver si por aquí hay más. No puedo avanzar más por allá, ok. ¿Algún cofre por aquí o algo así? Ok. Vamos a seguir al Silly.
Windblade.
No hay nada que oculto, ok. Ah. Listo. Sentarse. Listo. Vámonos. Ok. Ok, perfecto. Llegamos.
Is this it? Is this the sunset vermilionite? It's so huge.
Eso es porque la cámara de Jade también es enorme. Así es el que así se consigue que la cámara de Jade flote.
That's true, but then
Ya,
again,
perfecto.
why isn't it floating?
Plaustrite doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe, you seem to know everything about this.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story after story. I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
¿Quién es tu maestra?
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely!
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful!
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Plaustrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged.
Deberías llevar cuidado de no hacerte daño tú. Vamos a referir a ti.
My safety.
Okay.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense.
Is it now?
Okay.
Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the Plaustrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
De acuerdo. Shenhe se marcha cargando con
How
la...
is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Huh. Adepti super strength much? We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Okay. Ningwan va a estar como, ¿qué mierda? ¿Qué rayos? Ok, a partir de este punto vamos por aquí. Por aquí, sí. Es allá. Y luego a la izquierda. Camino hacia el dominio de donde está Child. Donde está Child o Tartaglia, como quieran decirle. Esto.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those Adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations, this item is approved for submission. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe and Ningguang's little helper.
Perfecto.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest Plaustrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the finest piece of Plaustrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction.
Perfecto.
As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Shenhua! Shenhua! Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises!
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhua?
¿Estás bien?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. Alright? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Paimon tiene razón.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Perfecto. ¿Dónde es, por cierto? Ah, es por aquí cerca. Me gusta que la para. Árbol. No puedo cortar, es un árbol falso. Perfecto.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts.
Okay.
So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhua, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before.
Hombre, ahorita voy por comida.
Let's buy one for Shenhua too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Que descanses.
See you tomorrow.
Hey! Isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
Perfecto. Estás allá arriba, ok. Hey. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿De no es?
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
Nos estamos llevando bien, preservador de nuez.
a two-card retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool! So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Sí.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
Justo lo que pensé.
What?
Justo lo que
You
pensé.
knew already?
Sí.
So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Sí, mucho.
To start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival, but not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age.
Entiendo.
Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her.
Así que cuando dijo maestra, Shenhe se refería a ti.
Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well.
Entiendo.
It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shen-He's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhua because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control.
Okay.
Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
Buenas noches, preservadora de nuez.
So, Shenhua isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
Sí.
There seem to have been a growing number of tales told regarding Shen-He in recent years. Perhaps she was seen on the previous occasion when she secretly ventured out from the mountains. One has heard that a playwright in Liyue Harbor wrote an opera based on the legends told about her.
Yunjin.
It is called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Esa ópera la escribió Yunjin. Yunjin.
The play portrays her as making a stand to protect her fellow villagers. One can only surmise that every story needs a hero.
Supongo que sí, amiga mía, supongo que sí. Ok. Ok, vamos a esperar el siguiente día hasta las 8, ¿no? Bien. Algo así. Vámonos. Hubo un momento en que lo puse a las 8 en punto, pero ya que no importa. Oyendo toda la noche y el día, que demencia.
Hey, so, Shenhua...
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it?
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is... very talkative.
Sí.
Sorry, Shenhua. Paimon had you down as an Adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, Though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable.
Sí,
Instead, you treated me as you would a friend.
sí.
For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going.
De acuerdo.
After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly.
Aparte, no es ayudante, es secretaria.
We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhua. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Bien, ¿qué te gustó? Ok. Vamos. Tenemos que subir. Sí, tenemos que subir, ok. Por allá. Ah, bueno, hay una... Cuidado por aquí. Esto. Ok, llegamos. Llegamos.
Look! Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky!
Oh,
But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
perfecto.
Hey, Byron! And hey, Beto!
Yunjin!
And hey! Person Paimon doesn't know?
Yunjin! 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 ¿Qué tonis es Yunjin?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level.
Ok.
And once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks.
Ok.
The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there.
Okay.
The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Perfecto.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto? You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Mm-hmm.
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of Sunset Vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
Oh.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhua. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew.
Okay.
Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
Okay.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plaustrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side.
Wow. So it looks like the three of us are competitors now.
Yep.
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think?
Me parece bien.
Sounds great, but how does it change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yoon. The plaustrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right. I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores.
Okay.
From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Suling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Ok, vamos juntas. Podemos confiar en las habilidades de forja de maestro Zhang. Vamos juntas.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory.
Sí.
I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Perfecto.
Okay, let's go!
De acuerdo.
By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang Yunjin?
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion.
Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it.
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Ah, la historia de Shenhe. Qué interesante, la persona que hace la ópera y la persona que es el personaje principal de la ópera se conocieron. Qué bien tener a Yunjin y a Shenhe en la misma historia. Me fascina esto. Muy bien, muy bien. Perfecto. Listo. Perfecto. Cuidado, entrar a la ciudad. Y es acá. No, más allá. Ok. Chichi.
Oh, it's you.
Ah. Chichi, ¿qué haces aquí?
Seaside. Dangerous.
Ok.
Chi-Chi is helping with the evacuation.
Peligroso. ¿Evacuar a la población?
Yes, Ningguang said there's something bad in the sea. So, she sent Chi-Chi to evacuate everyone.
Ok.
But no one will listen to Chi-Chi. So instead, Chi-Chi is guarding this place. If danger comes, Chi-Chi will protect everyone. Don't go near the sea. It's too dangerous.
De acuerdo. Amiga mía, algo Algo se acerca. Por acá. El herrero. Maestro Sean.
Ah, hello. Are you here for something off the shelf? Or do you need something forged?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard of something called a Wonder Core.
Of course I have. Sorry, who's asking?
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past, for stage use.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry. My brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about Wonder Cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make them. Matter of fact, I made some for Lady Ningguang back when she was building the original Jade Chamber.
Perfecto.
The types of ore needed to make Wonder Cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't suppose you've brought any yourselves?
No, creo.
No? We were gonna ask you what kinds of ore we need.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions.
Okay.
It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, that's trickier. It's all but unheard of on the market.
¿Cómo podemos encontrarlo?
I'm really not sure. Sorry.
Okay.
What I've heard is that the people around Mount Tianheng have some sort of magic trick that can pinpoint the location of the stuff.
De acuerdo.
Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
De acuerdo.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine damsel of devastation also takes place on that mountain. I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
De acuerdo. Gracias, John. Ok. Ups. Acá, ok. Allá vamos. ¿La historia dónde está? Ah, ya está. Ok. Perfecto. Feliz año nuevo, por
I came
cierto.
to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic towering peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in paradise. No wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepti wander oft where mortals seldom stride. Indeed, this looks like a place that one might expect to be frequented by Adepti.
The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. Seems like you have a real connection with this place. What's the story about, though?
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool. A hero story? They're Paimon's favorite!
The legend first arose in this area. It is said that there used to be a prosperous village on the mountain. In that village, there was a loving couple who were completely devoted to one another. One day, a terrifying monster appeared. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught at the news that it broke his spirit and drove him to madness.
Me pregunto cómo se sentirá Shenhe sobre esta historia, ya que es la historia de ella técnicamente.
The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, "If you want to live, you must sacrifice a child to me."
What a nasty piece of work! Paimon sure hopes this monster gets put in its place!
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that all within the village were terrified of it. They had no choice but to give in to the monster's demand. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward.
No! Don't do it, little girl!
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, she courageously drew her sword and entered into a fierce struggle with the monster, from which she eventually emerged as the victor. Her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world. And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air. That's how the opera ends.
Mira, Shenhe.
I really like this story. But I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be.
Okay, interesante.
I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the truth is always inevitable. When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intention was to inspire his audience with the character of the divine damsel.
I think it's a great story. The ideal story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go get ourselves some Star Splinter Iron! Yeah!
Ok, perfecto. El pasado es como el polvo. Ok. Y se utiliza la visión para encontrar hierro. Ok. No. Pero ese tal vez esté arriba. Todo eso me extrañaría que estuviera arriba. O sea, vamos a subir un poco para... Pero por aquí. No puede... Ah, ahí hay... Ahí hay algo. No creo que sea el hierro, más bien creo que son... Sí, las insignias, pero no importa, sirven de todas maneras. Hierro estelar. ¿Qué dice sobre el hierro estelar? Dice... Ah, parece. Hierro estelar. Uno de los minerales necesarios para fabricar los núcleos de los prodigios. Tiene la capacidad de resonar con las visiones. Ok, perfecto. Ok. Son dos. Tal vez el otro está hasta allá arriba. Ok. Perfecto, nosotros sigamos, continuamos subiendo. Ok. Ah. Ah, rayos, serán... ¿Dónde estos bichillos? No. Resonan con las visiones. Ya que la aventurera no tenía visión, no podía hacer esto, ok. Es igual que los fragmentos de meteorito. No. Por aquí. Es igual que los fragmentos del meteorito. Resonan con las visiones elementales. Oh, muchas gracias por el fresco de avena. El fresco que todo el mundo ignora.
Además se puede hacer en atol después con leche.
Sí. Noches. Que descanses.
No, mi amor.
Ok, listo. Así. Les doy buenas noches a mi familia. No, dejó de sonar. Ok. Por aquí debe estar. Ya está.
This should be enough Star Splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Sabrosium.
Sí.
I think I saw a village on our way here.
De acuerdo, Jinjin.
Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Ok, me parece bien.
No rest for the wicked.
Listo. Perfecto. Quieta. Vamos a esto. Oh, más de eso estelar. ¿Cómo estás, Clip Sense? ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo bien? Bienvenido. Es por allá arriba. Hay un camino para subir. Yo subiendo por ahí.
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Excuse us, sir. Can we ask you something?
No, váyanse. Lárguense.
Huh. He didn't seem to catch that.
Parece extraño.
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if you happen to know anything about Sabrosium.
Creo que está poseído.
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Well, whatever. Guess we're on our own here. Shenhua, Yunjin, let's have a look around.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman.
Yep.
If that's okay with you. Uncle Mingjun.
Ah.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. You're alive. The rumors were true. So, all these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But I think you can find some information in the village.
Okay.
This place is deserted now. No one ever comes here. So you can rummage around all you want.
Huh? You know this guy, Shenhe? Thank you, kind sir. We'll go and take a look around.
Bien, Yujin.
Don't worry. Mingjun has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite safe. Okay, then let's see what we can find in this village.
Ok. Ah, por cierto, Clips, en Sense, buena suerte con lo de Shao, y rango 29, ¿oh? Bienvenido, eres reciente en el juego, técnicamente. Bueno, no súper reciente, pero entiendes a lo que me refiero. Bienvenido. Creo que ya habías venido por aquí, pero no estoy muy seguro. Yo aquí intenta conseguir a Shao. ¿Lo conseguiste? ¿Lo conseguiste o no a Shao? ¿Eres nuevo por aquí o ya habías venido en otra ocasión?
What's this?
Ah, ok. Notas viejas y rasgadas. El médico ha dicho que estás muy enferma. No te preocupes, te salvaré, aunque tenga que gastar todo nuestro dinero. Cada día estás más delgada y pálida. No hay medicina que te pueda curar. Siento como si mi corazón se estuviera desgarrando. Si pudiera, te juro que preferiría ser yo quien sufriera tu dolor. Dijiste que no te arrepientes de nada en esta vida. Que lo único que querías era que cuide bien de la pequeña Shenhe. Pero si no te arrepientes de nada, ¿por qué lloras? Soy nuevo, parece. Ah, bueno. No sé qué estoy haciendo últimamente. No te encuentro... no sé qué estoy haciendo últimamente. No le encuentro sentido a vivir. Y no dejo de buscar en los libros una forma de salvarte, pero nunca encuentro nada. Lo encontré. Minguin. Escondía el libro con el que podré salvarte. Me llevé el libro y, tal como se decía en él, invoqué a un dios y le ofrecí un sacrificio. Cuando el dios apareció, le dije que estaba dispuesto a intercambiar mi vida por la tuya. Se quedó en silencio y señaló a nuestra pequeña Shenhe. El dios dijo que Shenhe estaba maldita y destinada a provocar el desastre. Aunque viviera, solo heriría a los demás e incluso puede que acabara conmigo mismo. En ese caso yo la abandoné en una cueva que me indicó el dios. Pasaron 3 días y no había recibido ninguna noticia. La impaciencia y la intranquilidad se apoderaron de mí, y entonces tuve un mal presentimiento. Perdóname, mi amor. Shenhe, perdóname. Perdóname tú también. Perdóname, mi amor. Shenhe, perdóname tú también. Perdí la cabeza. Por favor, dejen que me disculpe ante ustedes, en persona. Parece el manuscrito original de la divina damisela de la devastación.
So, Shenhe is the divine damsel?
Sí.
Now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an adeptus, and she is about the right age.
Sí.
So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with her. I should have noticed it earlier. According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually the daughter of the loving couple.
Sí.
And she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster.
Sí.
By her own father.
Sí.
Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. It wasn't her choice to enter that ghastly situation. She was forced into it.
Interesante, no pensé que Junjin descubriría la verdad. Qué tonis, me gusta toda esa interacción entre ellas dos. Por lo de la ópera, que ella estaba haciendo la historia de Shenhe y esas cosas. Muy, muy bueno.
Oh, it looks like my father may need to make a few revisions to his beloved opera.
De hecho, amigo mío, de hecho, amiga mía. Nota vieja y rasgada. A ver, me la quedo conmigo. Notas viejas y rasgadas. Ok, sí. Veamos. Y me lo quedé conmigo, perfecto. El registro, que todavía no puedo. Espera, ¿qué dicen ellos? Ahorita que estoy aquí para ver. Eje.
I came back here once before, a few years ago. Alone. I hid it from Master at the time. It was deserted then too, except for a few low-life bandits. Everyone and everything I remembered was long gone. But as people were passing by, they stopped to admire me. They praised me, telling me I gave off the aura of an adeptus. I tried explaining to them that I wasn't an adeptus, just an ordinary person who came from this village. But no one believed me. When I saw how run down all these houses were, I felt at a loss. It was like I took a look at the world, and on the surface, it looked like a vast realm with so many places I could go. Then I looked a little closer, and there was nowhere for me to go at all.
Suddenly, so much time has gone by.
Last time I visited, I felt so upset. But today, I don't know why, but it feels different.
It is easy for your mind to run wild when you are alone. But this time, you are with your friends, aren't you?
Yes, my friends.
Qué bueno. Ver.
I came back here once, but it was deserted then too. I tried explaining to them when I saw how run down all...
Suddenly, so much time has gone by.
Last time I...
It is easy.
Yes, my...
Ok. Por alguna razón me gusta esta toma. Por alguna razón me gusta cómo se ve esta toma. Vámonos. Ok, vamos allá. Mariposa. Mía. Mía, mariposa. Yes. Ok, acá. Otra nota. Registro
So
de
it
los...
seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's remains, which took the form of a monster.
En la aldea había una familia de exorcistas. En solo 10 días, la madre falleció por enfermedad. La hija desapareció y poco tiempo después el padre se colgó en un árbol. Se colgó de un árbol. Tras una investigación, se descubrió que en la atmósfera de la aldea alguna vez había habido restos de un dios maligno. No se pudo confirmar si de verdad los hubo o no, pero los aldeanos se sintieron desanimados, se sintieron demasiado intranquilos y se mudaron. Si has llegado a nuestra aldea, ten mucho cuidado. Y Yunjin había dicho, al parecer el padre de Shenhe pensó que estaba invocando una deidad benevolente usando un hechizo, pero acabó invocando a los restos de un dios maligno que se transformó en un monstruo.
His obsessive yearning for his deceased wife led to a terrible tragedy. The villagers moved away in fear, without ever learning the truth. And now, this place is deserted. Still, I do wonder what the connection is between Shenhe and Mingjin.
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there.
Ok, pero estamos averiguando más sobre Shenhe, eso sí. Creo que la ópera que Yunjin va a dirigir tal vez sea bastante diferente. Okay. ¿Cómo estás, Junior? Bienvenido, bienvenido. La magia sellada en el Subrosium puede permanecer ahí por mucho tiempo. De hecho, hay quien piensa que tiene el poder de conectar con las energías positivas y negativas del mundo. Pero encontrar este mineral no es tarea fácil. Se necesita el tiempo y la ubicación adecuada. Según la leyenda, si esperas al crepúsculo en el centro del lago que hay al sur de la cordillera Tianjin y caminas en dirección a la opuesta del sol, tal vez puedas encontrar algo. ¿Te acuerdas de mí, hermano? Tal vez yo me acuerdo más de los eventos que de las personas. O sea, digamos, se lo voy a decir, si usted me dice, ¿se acuerda de mí? Solo es por el nombre, tal vez no me acuerdo, pero si me dice, ¿se acuerda que pasó esto, esto y esto? Y yo, sí, ya sé quién es. Yo me acuerdo más de los eventos.
So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk, and we'll find us some Subrosium. Let's go back and tell Shenhe the news.
¿De acuerdo?
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by. I never imagined it was you. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual. I had plenty of chances, but I couldn't bring myself to stand up to him. I just let things happen, let it all escalate. And, well, we all know how that story ended. I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a chance to apologize to you.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another way.
Supongo que tiene razón.
There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love. Nothing.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the Adepti. So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not, the truth is, I feel nothing at all.
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhe, we're back!
Sabemos muchas cosas sobre ti.
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhe, it brings me some solace knowing that you are okay. I'll tell you more about the old times next time we meet.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhe, look! This tells us how to find Subrosium. All we gotta do is go to the middle of that lake.
Yep.
Let's go then.
Sí, se siente un poco incómoda.
Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary. It turns out that many of the details in the Divine Damsel of Devastation are not true to the facts. So I'd like to change them.
Why?
I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth, but now that the main character is standing right here in front of me, I cannot simply dismiss your lived experience in favor of my father's fiction.
It's okay. I like your version. My master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength for the good of others is the day that I can truly become part of human society. So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others, just like the girl in the opera. But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity to see it for yourself yet.
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! Let's go!
¡Ya hay Paimon! ¡Qué insensible!
Can't let someone else beat us to it!
Ok, de acuerdo, Paimon, vamos. Que lo quiera. Pero se había visto una de esas piedras atrás. Sí. Y esto no puedo desperdiciarlos. Bien. Deja de... Ok. Lejos, está muy cerca. Por allá. Está cerca. Vamos a ir caminando, por eso no hay problema. Está lo suficientemente cerca. Se fue la mariposa. Rayos. Bueno, no importa, lo mismo. Voilà. Ok, listo. Voilà. Ah. ¿Por cuál tiraste, mi hermano? Nadie, por el momento. Me gustaría tener a Genshin, pero como la van a regalar me voy a esperar. Estoy esperando, la voy a esperar. Porque por el personaje que realmente quiero tirar es Yaemiko. Ok. Espera al anochecer. Ok. Wait, what? ¿Crees?
worry about the well-being of my
17 horas, ok.
during my impromptu
17:30 horas.
I'm
Sí.
sure the good people.
Vuelvan a revelar Genshin. O sea, hay un evento en el que usted puede seleccionar un personaje de 4 estrellas de Leeway. Yo voy a seleccionar Genshin. ¿Cómo se llama el evento? Es el evento que están promocionando en el cuando usted abre el juego. Que se ve un evento. No sé si usted juega en PC, pero sale un evento que sale pegar. Es el Festival de las Linternas, que es el del año nuevo. ¿Encuentro hoy? Es... Bueno, ahorita se lo muestro. Qué bien, ya se hizo. Ok. Ups. El pato caminó hacia la electricidad y se murió. Nadó hacia la electricidad porque caminar está raro. Yo hice el que tú estás haciendo ahorita, pero nada, me siento perdido. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? Dice encuentro, vea aquí donde está la... ¿Está cargando? Espere, ya voy un momentitico para que... Este evento. Iridiscencia fugaz. Iridiscencia fugaz. Iridiscencia fugaz. Cuando este evento comience, va a haber un ¿cómo se llama? Durante el evento usted recolecta los puntos o las cosas y puede seleccionar un personaje de 4 estrellas de Leeway. Yo hice el que estás haciendo y me siento perdido. ¿Cómo que se siente perdido? ¿Qué es lo que no entiende, amigo mío? Si los personajes explican todo. Dime. ¿Y cuándo inicia el evento? No sé. No sé. ¿Quién sabe? En 19 días, creo. 18 días, 19 días. Un día antes de que termine el banner de Shenhe. Un día o dos antes de que termine el banner de Shenhe. Aquí está. Perfecto. Rayos. La interrumpí a Paimon Rayos. Ok, Subrosión. Uno de los minerales necesarios para fabricar los núcleos de los prodigios. Suele encontrarse en el momento en el que el día se encuentra con la noche. Tiene que también pasar el evento. Para reclamar el skin de Ningguang tiene que pasar el evento y también para tener el personaje. Todo eso lo explicaron. Todo eso lo explicaron. En las notas y todo. Si las lees, puedes saberlo, amigo mío. ¿Y qué es lo que no entiendes de la misión? ¿Cuál es el problema que tiene? Que dice que estás haciendo la misma, pero dice que tienes problemas. Pero yo creo que la misión es suficientemente directa. Entonces no sabría cuál es el problema. Cuéntamelo y... ¿Posiblemente te ayudo? Ok. Ok, listo. Esto es el mapa. Es acá, ok. Vamos a llegar aquí y subir de acá a la derecha. A la derecha. Ah, no, la skin no la consigues al pasar esta misión, la consigues al terminar el evento que va a salir en esta versión. Sí. Perfecto.
Oh, goodness.
Qué bueno, no me spoileé. No me spoileé, no spoilers. Qué bueno, pero no spoilers.
So, are they okay?
This is some top quality ore you found. I think I'll get a good end product out of these.
Qué bueno.
Yes, now it's my time to shine.
Sí.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing?
Hola, Beidou.
I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research for him to get up to speed.
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business. Don't worry. It won't take me too long.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils next, but where should we find items relating to the Adepti?
I'll sort that out.
Oh? You got this then?
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti for years. I know a thing or two about making sigils. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber, so she sent me to deliver some Adepti sigils to her. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. There's so much basic knowledge that I lack. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all. But either way, I'm very glad to have met you. And I'll take care of those Adepti sigils.
Without
Perfecto.
knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship. There'll be a drink waiting for you.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts work. Maybe I'll learn something.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master's, I can assure you there will be no quality issues.
Perfecto.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else gets there ahead of us.
Interesante. Máscara funeraria. Un trofeo obtenido al derrotar a... eso ya lo había. Esto. Núcleo de los prodigios. El corazón de la estructura mecánica de la cámara de Jade. Ya que forma su centro de control tras combinarse con el talismán de los adeptos. Y este es el talismán de los adeptos. Talismán de los adeptos. Un talismán de los adeptos que Shenhe fabricó. En su interior contiene el poder de los adeptos. Perfecto. No sabía mi hermano. Gracias por el dato. ¿Cuál dato, amigo mío? ¿Cuál? Habla como el chef. Oh. ¿Qué es lo que quieres? 3 porciones de pez tigre a la parrilla para llevar. Bien, esperen aquí un momento. 3 porciones, una para ti, otra para Paimon y otra para... Vamos a visitar a Perbases. A Perbases le gusta el pez tigre parrilla. ¿Te refieres al mismo Perbases que nos dio las lámparas ceremoniales y el incensario? Sí, el año pasado él nos dio las cosas para este mismo evento que va a haber, que se llama el Festival de la Linterna. Él nos dio las linternas que necesitábamos el año pasado, así que sería buena idea pasar y decirle gracias, ¿no? El evento empieza 1 o 2 días antes de que el banner de Shenhe termine. Y dura todo el resto de la versión. O sea, hasta que la versión 2.4 termine. Dura como 13 o 14 días, algo así. El evento. 1 o 2 días antes de que el banner de Shenhe acabe, y dura como 13 o 15 días, quién sabe. Tal vez más. No sé, no tengo idea. Pero durante ese evento es donde puede conseguirlo. Oh sí, Paimon recuerda que Verbatis dijo que estaba de menos azar y comer pez tigre. Pero Verbatis ya debe haberse ido, ¿no? Igual podemos ir a ver. Sí, tienes razón. Vayamos a verlo. Cuando vimos a Perbases allí, el templo estaba deteriorado y viejo, y parecía haber rastros de ladrones de tesoros en los alrededores. Vamos a esperar a que no hayan vandalizado su estatua. Aquí tienen 3 porciones de pez tigre a la parrilla para llevar. Eso fue durante las misiones de Shao también. Durante una de las misiones de Shao. ¡Qué bien! ¡Qué bien huele! Caxel, vamos rápido. Pero esa no era la misión adecuada, porque me equivoqué. Ahí está la cámara de Jade, terminándose. Vamos. Ya me comí todo mi chocolate. Ok, bueno, no importa. ¡Hola, perro! Listo. Perfecto. La cosa no va a quedarse por aquí mucho tiempo, así que está mejor tomarle unas fotografías. ¿Y la última? Perfecto. ¿Me invitas chocolate? Tal vez. Ok. Perfecto, ya vamos. Hace la vuelta. Por aquí. Perfecto. Y antes de esta parte de la historia, entonces digo. Ok, perfecto.
Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Oh, already?
Perfecto.
All three of you found them together. Okay, I see. The Wonder Cores and Adepti Sigils look good.
Perfecto.
It seems that we found our winners. I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are the Traveler, Yunjin, and Beidou.
What? It's over already?
Yep.
I haven't even found the plus strike yet!
I can't believe it.
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber, where Lady Ningguang is waiting for you.
Huh? Where's Beidou?
Hola, Yuppie.
She was right here!
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to. She will join later.
Okay.
Please come with me for now.
¿Cómo estás, Yuppie? ¿Todo bien? Bienvenido, bienvenido.
Alright then, guess we'll head on up to the Jade Chamber first. This has been a long time coming. The last time we went up to the Jade Chamber was ages ago.
Ya está la cámara de Jade. Ok. ¿Estás grabando? ¡Saludos! Sí. Ya estoy grabando. Siempre grabo la historia.
Combine the Adepti Sigils with the Wonder Cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control compartment. The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, it will soar into the sky. Thank you all for your work.
Okay.
Now it is time for me to fulfill my promise.
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason for your involvement.
Okay.
You are looking for a venue for your new opera, aren't you?
That's
Yep.
right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say if I proposed that we stage your first performance right here, in the newly built Jade Chamber?
Huh.
The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city. It is fitting for the finest performance to be hosted in the heavens. I can think of no better stage for you than here, Miss Yun.
¡Qué loquera!
Thank you, Lady Ningguang. Then I will prepare my props and other articles shortly. Please allow me to bring all these aboard the Jade Chamber.
You're quite welcome. It's truly what a good opera deserves.
¡Qué bueno!
A traveler, Shenhe, Paimon, I'll be leaving now.
Tiene que
Do come and
prepararse.
see my play when the time comes.
Sí, tiene que prepararse.
You're next. What is your question? I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts. Please, don't waste your question on this matter.
Okay.
Wow, you're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh well. Guess Paimon will ask a question then.
¡No!
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital, connections, sensitivity to the trends, and instinct for what is a good opportunity. All of these traits are crucial.
Y tú no tienes
If you
ninguno.
want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you an answer. But that is not to say that it will work for you.
Wow, Paimon and hadn't even asked the question yet.
Sí.
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, you helped me rebuild the Jade Chamber, and I intend to repay you handsomely for it. So I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance, you may seek employment here. I will pay you at the highest rate of remuneration.
Vamos como empleado.
Great! So next time we run out of Mora, we just need to come to Ningguang? No more questions from us. Shenhe, you got a question?
Me?
Yes, this is a group effort.
Thank you. But I don't have anything to ask.
Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'd urge you not to squander it.
Yeah, just don't waste it. Hold on a second. Paimon can probably think of another one.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in Liyue Harbor?
Now that is an interesting question. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive. As long as you respect the rules here, you will not be turned away. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging in Liyue Harbor.
Huh. A sense of belonging?
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it, it always requires a reason. Perhaps someone you've met, or something you've experienced here. Or perhaps you enjoy the atmosphere of Liyue, and you will become accustomed to it. In short, everyone needs a reason to stay. I hope you can find yours soon.
Aún no he hecho en economía. Ya hice una de las misiones para abrirlo, pero seguramente cuando termine esto, viene en economía.
I see.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou. It's your turn. Do you have a question for Ningguang?
Me? Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out, so I figured I may as well get involved with the contest. Ningguang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millilith have set up an ambush.
Y Chichi, cuando uno va caminando por el puerto, uno puede hablar con Chichi, porque Chichi está viendo el mar y le dice, no te acerques al mar, es peligroso. Y ahora dicen que la flota está esperando y lista. No cree que pueda la flota de ella sola contra lo que sea. Y hay una emboscada, algo viene del mar.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back. Stay alert.
Beidou? Ningguang? What are you talking about?
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. Maybe it's better that you don't know. When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked down upon Liyue Harbor far below. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade Chamber's shadow would be seen in all 7 nations of Teyvat. My wish has not changed to this very day.
Entiendo.
However, it is not only out of consideration for myself that I have built the Jade Chamber anew at this time. I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, bearing witness to the prosperity and peace of the human world. And I hope that you can all witness it with me.
No me diga que ya viene animación ni nada, amigo. Mira, no me comenten nada sobre la historia. O sea, ya viene animación. En serio. Ya no me vas a sorprender como, oh, ¿qué tones? O algo así. O sea, seguramente sí, pero o sea. Cero spoilers. Es como, oh, ya vino lo emocionante. Ya no me va a emocionar tanto porque ya sé que viene algo. ¿Me entiendes? Bueno, ya sabía que iba a pasar algo, porque solo cuando ponen animación pasa algo. Ahí está.
Q, the Avenger of the Vortex, Beicht.
Who is that?
Osial's wife.
Sí.
Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming.
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep.
Okay.
She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the Adepti.
No.
Huh?
In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone.
Oh. Muy bueno. Ah, Kitchen estaba esperando también. Ganyu y los Millilith. Sí, la emboscada que es lo que estaban preparando. Barco de Beidou. ¿Qué dice? Maremoto. Tsunami. Vámonos. De la vuelta, de la vuelta. Eso. Sí, eso es un tsunami. ¡Wow! ¡Wow! Ok. Creo que voy a dormir un rato por aquí. Me duele todo lo que se llama cuerpo.
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
Y ese día ha llegado, ¿no? Sí, no te preocupes, yo dormiré aquí un rato. Otra versión de las mismas canciones, ¿qué tal es? Cógelo la ola. Aquí vamos. Como que vamos a ir allá abajo, ¿no? Here we go again. Sí.
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk.
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We'll help too.
¿Eh? Genja, haz los honores. Y hola. Oh, no. Ah, hay más de ustedes. Ok. No problema. Gracias. Ok, necesito hacer esto. Ok. Ya sé lo que voy a hacer. Ya sé lo que voy a hacer entonces. Voy a usar a Fischl y voy a bajar la resistencia física. ¿Dónde estás? Vas por allá. Los personajes que atacan de cerca no sirven mucho para esto. Ok.
Midnight Phantasm.
Ok. Ok. Tenía que dejarlo presionado para que bajara la resistencia. No importa, lo mismo. Fischl, a lo tuyo. Oh. Sí, me escudo. Bien. Listo. Ahora, ¿dónde estás? Me cuesta planear las cosas porque aún no sé muy bien cómo es que pelea, no sé muy bien los movimientos de este bicho, pero... No. 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 Ok. Tengo escudo. Vamos a curar a Fischl. No, nada. Se fue. Ok, no importa. La razón por la que pongo el escudo de Xinjiang es porque aumenta el daño físico. Muy bien. No es una batalla muy complicada. Aquí puedo pegarle cerca, perfecto. Rayos. Sí. Ven. No. Ok, necesito curar a... Nada le hace, ok. Bien. No, de nuevo puse a Fischl en una mala posición. No. Esta pelea no es muy difícil que digamos. Próxima vez que se acerque a la... Nada, puedo hacerle aquí. Ok, cuando está muy lejos. Ok. No. Ok, creo que sí me dio con esa última, pero no importa. ¿No me da? ¿Algún otro? No. Bien, se murió. No.
This place is unstable. It is too risky to continue pursuing her. If the place collapsed, the consequences would be disastrous. Let's head back.
Ok. ¿No hay ningún cofre ni nada por aquí? No, no hay ningún cofre. Vámonos. Pero no hay ningún cofre, ¿verdad? No quiero irme que haya un cofre o alguna cosa así. No, no hay ningún cofre. Ok. ¡No, miren! ¡Había un cofre! Y sexy. Pero no es por ahora. ¿Te sientes bien?
I'm just a little exhausted. Otherwise, fine. I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't expect you to follow me.
¿Qué tal la pelea, hermano?
She's not coming back
Normal.
anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll likely seek refuge somewhere else.
Entretenida, pero normal. Está bien. No le veo nada malo, pero tampoco nada sobre entretenida. Eso es todo, normal.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water. It didn't take too much effort to finish the job.
Good. So the crisis has been safely averted. When you visit the Jade Chamber in the future, you will be afforded generous treatment.
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding waters have returned to normal.
Thank you. How are the Millilith?
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were minimal.
Perfecto.
Of course, we owe huge thanks to this young lady for her help. On behalf of the entire Millilith, thank you for your service.
Shenhe se ha encargado de protegernos. Como la heroína de la ópera. Aparte de Jae, dicen que viene el rerun de Raiden, mi bebé Gigi, y Kazuha o Kokomi. Eso escuché. Ya veo.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the compliments. I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I just wanted to protect you.
Let the soldiers recuperate, but don't let your guard down. If she returns with a vengeance, we must be prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it not been for Shenhe.
That I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more arduous. If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself compelled to admit that you have evidenced some degree of novel thinking. You have learned from past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance. This is considerable progress compared to the last time. Hence, on balance, one finds your performance during this trial satisfactory enough. And there will no doubt be further trials to come in the future. Do not suppose that one will not continue observing you hereafter.
While the position of Tianquan remains mine, I will always ensure Liyue's safety.
Shenhe, one saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed the air of dejection in which you returned. Hopefully this trip to Liyue Harbor has been a different experience.
Yes. I can't explain it, but I feel happier than I expected.
Qué bueno.
Good. Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe.
No te preocupes.
She is a dear child. In fact, one has many fond memories of Shenhe's childhood that she may be interested to hear about.
Oh, rayos.
There'll be no need for that.
Oh. They are all like this. Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you. One shall be going homeward now.
Please, have a good rest. Come to the Jade Chamber when you have recovered your energy. We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade Chamber and the fact that Liyue has weathered another crisis. This banquet must be the most spectacular ever.
Ninguna de sus dos niñas, ni Ganyu ni Shenhe, quieren que hable sobre la niñez. De como una madre, miren, mi niño era así, o sea, no más. Pero solo estoy diciendo cosas bonitas de usted. No, mamá, no lo digas más. Está bien, usted no me quiere, ya me voy. Niños malagradecidos. Antes de leer esto. ¡Orbes! ¡Minerales! Listo. ¡Vaya! Listo. ¡Sí! ¡Piedras! Listo, perfecto. Yeah. Voilà. ¿Tienes algo que...? Ah, espera. Hola, Genshin. ¿Cómo estás, preciosa?
The Millilith's casualties are within the range we expected. But in hindsight, there were still flaws with our plan. If we'd had more time, we could have built a barrier here to absorb the impact of the waves. We must learn from this experience and never repeat the same mistakes again.
Okay.
We were fortunate to have your assistance this time. Thank you.
Y más. A ver qué tienen que decir ellos. Ah, no puedo ver con esas personas. Ok. Eso sería todo. Vámonos. Acá. Bueno, Jade. ¿Qué tones? Bien, puedo teletransportarme a la cámara de Jade.
Wow! Everyone's already seated!
Sí.
It's Paimon's first time attending a banquet in the Jade Chamber. The food here looks amazing.
No me sorprende.
All of you here are my distinguished guests. I am determined that each of you thoroughly enjoys yourself. Those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine is a delight to the senses, but it is far from the only one. I trust you will find the marvelous view from the Jade Chamber to be an equally gratifying indulgence.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Sure have. Honestly, it's the main reason I'm here. I've never missed any of Miss Yun's performances, and I don't intend to start now.
Perfecto.
I hear she's going to perform The Divine Damsel of Devastation today, the one written by her father. I've been so excited that I've barely slept the last few nights.
Hey, look! Miss Yun is going on stage!
Hello. Oh, ahí viene Junjin. Junjin. El personaje que más me interesa es de esta de 2.4. El personaje que me interesa. Está linda. Ya vamos, supongo. 3, 2, 1. Subtítulos. Porque traducción al chino, supongo. Muy bonito. Qué tuanis. Qué genial. Y la música.哇！
批冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。知道为敌人不是，自有知音多情思。功名烈烈见了心，只知不操心。
Ah, que entonces incluyó lo que pasó.
彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
Qué perfecto. Qué bueno, qué eso.
Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
Ah, lo haces muy bien. Lo haces muy bien. Perfecto. ¿Saben que creo que esta es la primera vez que veo una de estas óperas, interpretaciones de estas óperas chinas? Yo ya conocía que existían. He visto los trajes y una que otras frases y músicas así, pero hasta ahora veo una interpretación completa de esto. Supongo que obviamente los conciertos de ópera china son mucho más largos y con mucho más largos y más interpretaciones y historias más largas, obviamente. Pero es muy interesante y me encanta la forma de contar la historia en cantos. Siempre me ha gustado eso. Me encantó. Creo que es lo que más me gustó de toda esa historia hasta el momento. Y me gusta mucho la interacción entre Shenhe y Yunjin.
It was beautiful.
Fue hermoso.
Paimon wants to learn too.
It was wonderful. Also, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the Divine Damsel of Devastation is a more nuanced tale than ever. The play has an ending, but life goes on. I believe you will find a way to fit in Liyue Harbor.
¿Qué tuani es esta oración? Las obras tienen un fin, pero la vida sigue. Las obras tienen un fin, pero la vida sigue. Me gusta eso.
Thank you. I think I've found the opportunity I needed to change.
Ms. Yun, here you are. Great to see you.
Este hombre está ebrio. ¡Tíralo!
Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Yeah, that's it, like an Adeptus.
Nope.
Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The Divine Damsel herself.
Zip.
And look who else we have here, the illustrious traveler. Well, I'll be. But this was definitely worth showing up for.
Vete a dormir, Shutao. Estás muy ebrio.
Let me pull up a chair, all right. We'll all have a friendly chat, get better acquainted.
Tal vez sea, ¿cómo se llama? Sea familiar de Hu Tao, porque tiene el apellido Tao. Hu es el nombre de Hu Tao y Tao es su apellido. No, por Dios.
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own choice.
Uh-oh, this feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her old self again.
Zip. Parece que aún queda un largo camino por recorrer.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.
La grulla regresa con el viento. Yunjin, estuviste espectacular.
To act, one must first feel.
Para actuar, primero hay que sentir. Oh, oh, me encanta Yunjin. Me encanta Yunjin. ¿Qué tal la misión, mi hermano? Bonita, bonita, bastante bonita. El final me encanta. El final me encantó. Sí, ustedes siempre me han sorprendido mucho más las enseñanzas y las historias en sí que las batallas. O sea, las animaciones y las batallas siempre han sido espectaculares y muy buenas, pero lo que siempre me ha gustado en los juegos son las historias. Y más si tienen cosas que a uno lo hacen como rayos, es cierto, o cosas que lo hacen a uno darse cuenta de cosas que tal vez son muy básicas, pero son ciertas y bastante espectaculares cuando uno lo piensa de cierta manera. Para actuar primero hay que sentir. Muy tuanis. Yunjin siempre me gusta ella. Es muy buena.
After our trip to Mount Tianheng together, I felt much more in touch with the character today. I believe I was able to deliver a more profound performance because of it.
No solo por eso, también conociste al personaje.
Next time I have a new opera, may we study the character together again.
¿Tú, Shenhe? ¿Qué te pareció?
Now that I think about it, I'm glad Master sent me here to deliver the sigils. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the chance to meet you.
Sí.
I'm sure I have much to learn from you in the future.
¿Ningún?
You've made an exceptional contribution toward the building of the new Jade Chamber.
¿Sí?
I will not forget this. I shall be sure to repay your kindness at an appropriate juncture.
Yutao, ¿algo que decir?
More wine! More wine!
¿Ustedes dos que lo acompañan?
I wonder when I'll be able to build a jade chamber of my own. It'll take a lot more wealth than I have now.
Seguramente.
But hey, you've got to dream big.
¿Sí?
Who knows? If I keep working at it, maybe one day.
Uno nunca para de luchar por lo que uno quiere. ¿Yongo? ¿Yongre?
Drinking and watching opera in the Jade Chamber. A rare and exquisite pleasure.
El primero, antes de retirarme. Una aquí. Perfecto. Luego otra acá. Porque estoy seguro que esto lo van a quitar. Primero acá. ¿Sí? Se nota que me gusta tomar las fotografías, ¿ah? Y una más adelante. A terminar. ¿Dónde está la ciudad? Está allá abajo. No puedo. En cualquier caso, muchísimas gracias a los que están viendo esta grabación en YouTube. Muchísimas gracias por haber venido. Recuerden, mi Twitter, Twitch y Discord se encuentran abajo en la descripción. Y nos vemos la próxima vez con más Genshin Impact. Bye bye.